Assalamualaikum dear students, hope you all are fine. My name is Salira Mubashir. In today's video lecture, we are going to learn fraction and its basics. As we all know that 0, 1, 2, 3, these all are known as numbers. Then what is fraction? Basically, fraction is the part of these whole numbers. Or we can say that fraction is a way by which we can split a whole number into equal parts. Let's make it easy with an example. But before that, let me ask you some questions. Have you ever had to share something with your friends? Or maybe you have to separate something into equal parts. Let's take an example with pizza. Here's a pizza with 10 slices, out of which 3 slices your friends has eaten. What do you think? What fraction of pizza you have left with? Your fraction of pizza is 3 out of 10.
Now let's write our pizza fraction into numerical form. Do you remember how many number of slices your friends have eaten? There were 3. And the total number of slices of pizzas were 10. Here I am drawing a small line which separate these two numbers. These small lines that separate these two numbers is known as fraction. And the number of slices that we have or your friend have eaten are 3, or you can say that the number that is written above that line is known as numerator. And the number that we write below this line is known as denominator. This is the basic of fraction. Now think about, if we join all these parts again, don't you think so we get a whole figure? Exactly. That's why we call the fraction is the part of a whole number. Half fraction is written is like that, 1 by 2. Here you can see this is a figure of a circle that I have cut into half from center. Here is another figure. Remember that to cut it from center into equal parts. The fraction of this figure is 1 by 2. Another figure, we are going to cut it from half. And fraction of this figure is also written as 1 by 2. Let's discuss some other fractions. There is our 1/3 fraction, 2/3 fractions, and 1/4 fraction. What is 1/3 fraction? For example, if you have a figure or something that has in 3 parts, and if you are taking or splitting its one part, then we can write this figure in fraction as 1 by 3. As we taking its one part out of 3 part. Same as it is, if there is a fraction or is a figure that have 3 parts and you are taking its 2 part, like this, then you can write this in numerical form as 2 by 3. That means you are discussing its 2 part out of 3. Same as it is, if there is a figure that have 4 part, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you are taking its one part, let's say this part, then we can write this figure in numerical form as that 1 by 4, which means we are discussing its one part out of its 4th part. As we have somehow know about the fraction, it will be easy for us to further discuss about the type of fraction. There are many types of fraction, but here we are going to discuss 3 types of fraction that are known as proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. What is proper fraction? A proper fraction is a type of a fraction in which the numerator is always less than its denominator. As you can see, the 1 is smaller than 2, 3 is smaller than 10. So a fraction in which numerator is always less than denominator is known as proper fraction. With improper fraction, the case is opposite. As you can see, here the denominator is smaller while numerator is greater. So a type of fraction in which the numerator is always greater while denominator is smaller. This kind of fraction is known as improper fraction. Let's discuss the 3rd type of fraction, mixed fraction. Mixed fraction basically is a mixture of a whole number and a fraction. This type of fraction basically we get by the division of numbers. Let's start the practice with fractional figures. Here you can see there is no subtraction of this figure, so we can say that there is no fraction. We can only write it as one whole number. The other figure you can see, here we are taking this part. The whole part of the figure is 1, 2, 3 and 4. The part we are taking with right the above, and its fraction will be 1/4. The third figure you can see, it's split into two parts, so we can write its fraction as 1/2. The third figure has 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 parts, while we are discussing its two part, so its fraction will be 2/5. The other figure has 1, 2 and 3 parts, while we're discussing its one part, it will be right above the fraction, so its fraction will be 1/3. The last figure is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 part, while we're discussing its 4 part, so we will write its numerator as 4. So the whole fraction will be taken as 4/6. Let's say we have some figures and we need to write down their fraction by the shaded areas. So count the whole figures 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are 4 parts and the shaded areas are 1, 2 and 3. So the numerator is 3 and denominator is 4. Same as it is, the other figure has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 part. So its denominator will be 8, while the shaded areas are 4. So we can write it as like this. By seeing this fraction, you can also differentiate them as a proper and improper fraction. Here is all from my side. Hope you get it convenient and easy to practice. Don't forget to practice. You can download also the worksheets from Moonlight website. Here is all. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.